Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome in to the Amalgamation Nation Podcast Network, your source for sports, gaming, anime news, and so much more. Today's episode, we've got the NFL is here. It's been long enough. It's been a long, hot, dreary summer for some of us, mostly me, right? White Sox are bad. Bulls aren't good. Hawks got Connor Bedard, so that was a fun offseason. But here we are. The NFL's finally back. Very, very excited. So we're going to get into all the NFL talk. We've got our over-unders to start the season. We've got our Week 1 pick'ems. We've got a Thursday Night Football parlay, which we're going to try to do every week, the AMNation pod. Thursday Night Football parlay, or same game parlay. So we'll rock that out. Talk a little college football too. So it's pretty much all football on this show. As always, you can find the show on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's at AMNation Pod. Hit that follow button on all of those. And listen to the podcast on podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more. Just search Amalgamation Nation. You'll find on there a new episode. BK and I, we did a bunch of different topics. You got the new Big J and BB show. That's up on there as well. So check that out while you get a chance. Twitch.tv/UndeadBlackBull is where you find David when he's home streaming. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch gaming sub a month. So give it to Undead Black Bull. Make sure you're going there, giving him a follow, sub, all that good stuff. Epic Games Creator Content Creator Code is another good way to support the show too. It's AMNation Pod, so whether you're playing Fortnite, Rocket League, maybe you're on the Epic Games Store on your PC, go ahead and check out AMNation Pod as the content creator code. We appreciate that. I am, of course, the anime watching, Booty Knife Gang repping, John Cena's bestie, the Shaq Daddy himself, Ryan Green Machine Ebner, and today, joining us with a new knee, sorry, not whole leg, just a new knee. Petey, Tahiti, Argus. Pete, how are you? How's the knee? How's the recovery going? How you doing?
Good, man. Doing well. I had, if anybody doesn't know, I did have ACL surgery. I did tear my ACL while playing softball. Actually, just about 2 months ago now. Actually, almost 2-month anniversary, so that's fun. So yeah, I had surgery last Wednesday. Doing really well though. It's hard to believe that I had surgery last week because the transformation that my knee has taken within just 1 week is crazy. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Starting to lean off of the pain medication that they did give me, which is good. So stuck to just 1 pill today, so that's good. After initially just having 4, which was a lot. So now I'm just down to 1, and yeah, knee's been, feeling good. It's nice because for the past 2 months I've had a lot of swelling just on the knee. I mean, that's why initially I wanted to get an MRI done. So it's nice to actually see it. A little bit smaller size there. I really thought the incisions were going to be a lot bigger than they were. Not really too bad. But I do have a follow-up appointment on Friday, so we'll see. What the doctor says. They said about 9 months. It's going to be full recovery for me. So right around when I'm turning 31, I think that's when I'll be fully back. But yeah, they said walk in within 6 weeks. So around probably about mid-October is when I should be probably be able to kind of walk normal and not have any sort of, I guess not pain, maybe any sort of limp or whatever. But yeah, no, doing well. It's kind of weird just being at home, just hanging out here this week, which, hey, it's a great week to be doing that. I mean, we just had Labor Day weekend, so kind of like the ending part of summer, and then right what we're going to talk about today, the NFL. It's about to be back. I'm hyped, man. I know you're hyped about it. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good. Gonna crack open a cold garage beer, Cleveland's own. You know what I mean? Cleveland's own, the garage beer. So go ahead, DM us on Twitter at AMNation Pod. Hit up with sponsorship. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. I'm all about making moves. Other than that, doing pretty good. Really excited for football start. I got one more draft that'll be right after this this pod today. We were hanging out doing the auction draft for Jose's league on Sunday, and a few of us were basically our buddy Scott and I are the only two that were in the room that had done best ball before. Nobody else had done it. And Jose's like, what the hell's that? And we were talking about it, and then Nick's like, oh, I'm down. Tito's like, I'm down. And then like Scott and obviously me down, and Jose's like, "Oh, dude, just set it up." I go, "I gotta commish it for real." And he's like, "Yeah, you know what it is." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll do it. I'll commish it." So I set it up on Sleeper. Way easier than doing Yahoo or anything like that. So that was cool. They already have the option for best ball. Also, let Molly know for the kids. There you go.
Cut the tab.
Yeah, cut the tab for the kids.
Perfect.
Yeah,
not your finger.
Nope, didn't cut myself this time.
Okay,
We're all good.
good.
But so we're doing a best ball draft tonight. That'll be interesting. Considering Scott and I are the only ones I think in that league that know what is up. $25 buy-in, winner takes all. That'll be the 14th draft and league I'm in. It'll be the end. It was a blur this weekend, though. It was a blur. I had drafts Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like, I just kept Tuesday. No, I'm kidding. Monday I was off. Tuesday, I did have a draft. I got into a league. Our buddy Boyk, he had messaged me and was like, "Hey, you want to do this league?" And I'm like, all I asked him was, what is it? Full point, half point PPR, super flex, no super flex. And then what's the buy-in? So he told me. And I was like, I sent him the Morty gif from Rick and Morty. "You son of a bitch. I'm in." And I messaged him. I'm like, "You did that on purpose because you knew I wouldn't say no." He's like, "Yeah, I know. This weekend when we were hanging out, doing drafts and stuff, and we had my sister's birthday party on Sunday, little cookout and stuff. And like Nick came by before we went to Jose's for the draft, and he's talking. And my dad had mentioned, I think my dad was in 13 leagues by the end of the weekend. He was going to be in 13 or 14. And my uncle was like, "What is wrong with you?" And he's like, "Listen, dude, it's an addiction." And my dad said he's addicted to 3 things: fantasy football drafts, books, because he loves reading, and red can Pringles. And I tell you, I agree. Probably not on the books part. I don't read every single day. I do read quite often, but not every single day. But on the red can Pringles and the fantasy football drafts, dude, those are addictions. And it is, dude. It is legit an addiction. I get like a high out of doing a draft. Don't know why. I've always been this way. I think this year will be like my 31. It might be my 20th year drafting.
Wow.
My 20th year, dude, that I've been drafting. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah. It's like I should have a fantasy football podcast too. You know what I mean? Like doing it since I was like, 11. You know what I mean, dude? Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, super excited to get into it. Super excited for football. Very, very hyped up for it. And week 1's always so important when it comes to fantasy football because it's like, it's going to make or break how you feel. You know what I mean? It really does, dude. It really does. And I think maybe that's why I like being in so many leagues is that, like, I don't expect myself to be like 14-0 after this weekend, right? Just run the board. I'm not going to. There are going to be teams that, the games that man, wasn't 100% there. But it's like, it just makes you feel good. It's kind of like like Nick and I talk about all the time that, like, when your team, if your team wins, you're not your fantasy team, but your actual team you root for, right? So Bears, Packers, Ravens, whatever. Mm-hmm. Browns, I guess. Ooh, weird. But if they have a bad week, it ruins your whole week, bro. Ruins it.
Oh, yeah.
You're just in a bad mood. Now, last season, the only reason that didn't happen is I was full on in tank mode. So I was like, let's do it, dude. Who cares? All I need to see is Fields throw a little bit and make sure he doesn't get hurt. Then we lose. That's it. We're good. We're Gucci. Now, going into this season, which we'll talk about when we go through our over-unders and with our thoughts on the Bears and Packers for the season for both teams, there's more, expectations, I think, for me as a Bears fan. I have certain expectations now. That doesn't necessarily mean I think it's going to get crazy. I don't know, maybe. Who knows, right? Who knows how the season's going to go for anybody, but there are expectations. So now it's like, just please don't let me down like the White Sox did. And if you want to know how bad the White Sox let me down, you can listen to the last podcast with BK and I. Although, at that point, Chris Getz wasn't named general manager, so it's even worse now, but that's all right. I'm not going to let those good, bad vibes ruin my day, because it's time to talk football, Pete. Let's get into college football a little bit. College football's back. Right now, currently, the top 4 in the AP top 25 are Georgia, Michigan, Bama, and Florida State, who jumped up after whooping LSU's ass. Shout out to you, Brian Kelly. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. Some other teams that got in, Colorado is at 22 after beating TCU. Clemson dropped 16 spots all the way to 25. Duke, after their impressive game, jumped all the way up at the 21st. Oregon's in there, Utah, Texas, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Washington, Penn State, USC. Ohio State fell a little bit. They got off to a slow start versus Indy. Where you at, Pete? Excited? College football, how you feeling?
Oh man, I'm very excited. I was talking this weekend. It's always fun because Erica's birthday, and then the next day, and then it's Molly's birthday. So it's just fun birthdays here around for the AMNation family here. So we had like a little get together for like Molly on Sunday. It was like basically some of her family came out here for a cookout. It was kind of a surprise thing because like we couldn't do much with me since basically I've been on the couch.
Yeah, got crippled Pete over
since
there.
I'm crippled, it's just terrible. But with the medication I was having, I couldn't enjoy a garage beer like you can right now.
Right.
I can't. Obviously, got to be responsible. Can't mix those. So, the point I was getting at was on Saturday there was just so much college football on, and I was on this couch that I'm on right now, and it sucked because I couldn't have any beer. And I was like, this is the perfect time for me to just crack one. We got Labor Day weekend. We have college football, basically week 1. Everything's getting all together. We had beautiful weather outside. It was perfect time to have a beer. But no, college football, I mean, it's so great that it's back. I mean, yes, I know you touched upon it a little bit with Colorado. So I did have, it's kind of sweet right now. Molly doesn't like this long term, but I have kind of like a 2 TV setup right now here in this main room.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So, I don't know.
Yeah, you gonna show me? There we go.
To see this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So I got a nice little 2 TV setup there, and unfortunately, there were too many people on Brendan's version of Peacock trying to watch the ECU game Saturday. But that was all right because I kind of had an idea of how that game was going to go, and it's exactly how I thought that game would go.
Yeah.
So then I had the OU game, and then I was like, you know what? Let's throw the Colorado TCU game on. Let's throw that on, Dion, see how he does. I want to see, how his kid does. How oh God, what's the 2-way player?
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Travis Hunter. Want to see Travis Hunter. I want to see, how they do. So I have that on, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm just, at this point on Saturday, I'm popping all the pain pills. So I'm full dosage at this point. So I got that, got all this. I'm just sitting here watching these games, and I'm like, oh my God, this game is amazing. It was back and forth, that TCU Colorado game. But no, that was the game that, college football's back. College football is back. That was a phenomenal game. I don't know do you have a chance to watch that one? Or did you see, highlights of it? I know it was on at 11.
No, I saw highlights of it.
It was an early one.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that was phenomenal. And props to Dion. That halftime speech that he had when he was talking about Hunter. He's like, yeah, he should have had potentially 2 other touchdowns. We're trying to get him a Heisman, and whatnot. So, but no, props to Dion. He's done a phenomenal job. Colorado is going to be very interesting to try to follow the rest of this year. But going back to the other point you were making, or talking about with Duke, very impressive win over Clemson this weekend. Yeah, Clemson. I mean, is Clemson dead? What is up with Clemson? I think Kirk Herbstreit talked about this on the Pat McAfee show, and I was also thinking this too. I think I told my brother-in-law Adam this too about Clemson and their kind of fall. It's because they don't have the weapons anymore. Yes, they had great quarterbacks with obviously Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson. They've had some really good quarterbacks come out of Clemson. But I mean, before they were producing DeAndre Hopkins, they're producing T. Higgins,
Mike Williams,
guys, even Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
I mean, these are guys that are in the NFL, that have done well. They don't have those guys anymore. And supposedly Dabo's anti transfer. Welcome
get with
to
the
new college
program,
football,
dude. Yeah, get with it.
You got to figure that out. you just running, down the hill and talking about Jesus isn't gonna, make it anymore. Like, not gonna make it. You got to get in that transfer portal, and it showed. Clemson's in trouble. I mean, you look at the ACC. They might not even be the top 2 team. I mean, Florida State obviously was super impressive over LSU. They might have had the most impressive victory this weekend. You know what? You know what I'm kind of pissed about though for that game? Tell me how it's fair that Florida State travels to LSU to play at LSU last year, right? Did they do that, or was that a neutral site game? Because I think it was. They traveled to LSU.
I think it was.
All right. Yeah, so they travel there, but then LSU's like, oh no, we can't do it on campus. Let's do it at like the Citrus Bowl. I know it's still okay. I get it. It's in Florida. I get it. That's still Florida State home game, but still, the SEC can't travel, to another team. Oh, guess what? You know why they can't? Because they lost on Thursday when Utah was there. When Florida had to travel to Utah.
Yeah.
Guess what? Florida lost. So that's stupid to me. We got to play the neutral site because, whatever. You can't have it on campus, whatever.
Right.
But props to Florida State for, destroying the SEC. It was great. It's great to see. Overall, really good college football weekend. Excited about this weekend, too. We got some really good games coming up.
Let me tell you a little something, Pete, about the ACC as well, right? BK out here ripping the Big Ten because Michigan stomped a mud hole, walked to dry in the ECU Pirates. Okay, let's be serious here, okay? You really thought ECU is going to put up a fight against Michigan? Are you shitting me, dude? They don't even. It could have been Jim Harbaugh's third cousin, twice removed, coaching the game. Are you shitting me, dude? But let me talk about the ACC for a second. Boston College paid over $1 million to bring in the Northern Illinois University Huskies out of the MAC to come over there to Boston College and do what? Whoop some ass, baby. Let's go, Huskies. Let's go, MAC. Fuck the ACC. Dabo, fuck you too. All right? I was so fired up just because I remembered BK's text on a random Sunday morning, just ripping the Big Ten. Whatever, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to back up. He needs to back up. And then also the ACC, I was so tempted when I saw that line for that Boston College thing. Because people were saying, Boston College is, probably going to be the worst team in the ACC. I think they were favored by 9. I should have put some money on NIU covering. I wasn't even going to put in a win. But I was like, oh, they're 100% going to cover that. And yeah, I also put that game on too. Boston College look bad. They look real bad. But yeah, shout out to the MAC. Shout out to the Huskies. NIU. Shout out to you. Great job.
So, work's super busy, right? So we're working overtime every weekend. So I'm going to work Saturday, but usually when I do it, I go in at 2 in the morning, right? Halftime, I just haven't slept and I just run through, right? And then I get off and I go home and I take a nap. I'm going to have to make sure I take a nap this time. Okay? And if David's home, he ain't doing nothing. He's feeling all right, depending how these flights go. Might have to travel over there to David's house, watch some Texas and Alabama Saturday night. You know what I mean, dude?
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Ready for some Texas, Alabama. Ready for Stanford, USC. I think that would be pretty cool. That's always a good game. That's fun. But yeah, I just had to get that in there with the MAC. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Well, Stanford, USC made me think of this. The Pac-12, it's funny, this is the last year that they're a conference. They're impressive with football.
Yeah, they are, dude.
They had one hell of a good weekend in football. But all right, so if you want to go full circle, let's do this. Let's do full circle back to the ACC, and the ACC being a little down here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, but DJ, who was the quarterback at Clemson, now the quarterback at Oregon State, all the Clemson people were just like, oh no, DJ sucks. That's why our offense sucks. Well, he seemed to turn around at Oregon State this past weekend. Looked pretty good this weekend. Looks like Clemson's offense didn't look very good this weekend. Yeah. So maybe DJ's not bad, and maybe it's the coaching staff. I don't know. Maybe it's the personnel. But yeah. But the Pac-12 though, I mean, Caleb Williams is a walking highlight reel every week.
The Pac-12's gonna go out with a bang here, dude. They're gonna go out with a bang, I think. And I'm super, super pumped for that. Illinois hung on and beat Toledo. What up?
That was
IOL, baby.
I watched that. That was scary.
Yeah, I was a little scared.
We did it, though.
We got it. Got the dub,
To
though.
win.
A win is a win.
Toledo's no joke, though. Toledo is like, I mean, they won the MAC last year. Toledo's a really good football team. So, I mean, Illinois, what you had to do is you had to win. And their quarterback looked pretty good.
Yeah. The transfer? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Good.
It's honestly better than what they've had. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he could throw the ball downfield. That's all I kind of need. Right? I mean,
that's probably
to be
why
better.
I like him.
Yeah, probably all you watched before was just like screens and handoffs. So it's like, all right, yeah, dude, ILL, baby. But yeah, college football back. Very, very excited. Super pumped up. I'm trying to convince David currently as we speak that we should watch Texas and Bama. He's really upset about Texas right now, so he's having a moment. It's fine. No big deal. Let's get into some NFL talk, dude. All right.
Let's do it.
So where you want to start? You want to start with the over and unders? You want to do that?
Would we go over unders or picks? Like, was that the two options, or what's the other option?
Yeah. Well, okay. So we got over unders to get into. We've got our Thursday night parlay to build. We have our weekly picks to go over, and then obviously the Bears and Packers can get kind of locked in with the over unders. You want to start with that?
Let's start. Yeah, let's go over unders. I like it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start. You want to start AFC or NFC?
Yeah. You know what? Let's just start AFC because you know A's before N. So let's do that.
I had to make sure. Yeah. I know my ABCs. You're right. All right, let's do it. So this year, something new that we're doing. We're doing over and unders instead of how we usually do it. We pick our division completely. Right? We'll say like this is going to be who's going to win the division. Blah 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 blah. We're not doing that this time. We're going to do over and unders. It makes this a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun. So let's do it. Let's start with the AFC North. Arguably, probably the best division in the AFC, right? Always is. Always super competitive. So let's start. Ravens at 10.5, Pete. What you got?
Give me the over. Give me the over of 10.5. I think they win this division. A lot of these numbers in AFC North very close to what I think they're going to wind up at. But yes, give me the over of the 10.5. I feel like a healthy Lamar Jackson, with the weapons they added, to think they almost beat Cincinnati last year. People forget about that in the playoffs. Yeah. They almost beat them. I mean, they did have two Pro Bowl quarterbacks though. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But they did almost beat them last year. So give me the over with the Ravens.
I'm going to take the under, just under, just because I think injuries will happen for the Ravens. Death, taxes, and the Ravens running back core getting completely demolished. You know what I mean? Like, just feels like that's going to happen there. So I'm going to take the Ravens under just a smidge. I don't think they're going to be bad. I think 10 wins is probably where I put them at. The Bengals, 11.5, Pete. What you got?
Give me the under. This is another one where I just have them at 11. I have both the Ravens and the Bengals at 11 wins. I think a tiebreaker goes to the Ravens. But yeah, I have them at 11. 11.5 is just a high number. It's super high. So I just have them under that.
I'm taking the over, baby. I'm taking Joe Burrow. Joe Cool. I actually think the Bengals could be the top team in the AFC this year. Could they potentially be my Super Bowl winner? Find out at the end of the episode. Or towards later in the episode. You know what I mean? Find out. You know what I mean? But I got Joe Burrow and the Bengals going over. Now, this is where BK is currently listening to this episode saying, oh my God, I literally just told Ryan the other day how Burrow's been hurt more than Lamar Jackson, blah, 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 blah. That's cool. I just like the Bengals more. You know what I mean? I just like their team more. That's all. I like the Bengals, dude. Give me the Bengals 11.5.
I don't know if this factors in to you going over with the Bengals. But as of this moment, Joe Burrow has never beaten the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to still take the over. But
okay. I didn't know if that was going to be a factor week one. I didn't know if that was going to change things. Just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if that'll change here on Sunday. I just wanted to let you know. So for
your survivor pools, are you telling people to pick Cincinnati or picking the Cleveland Browns to win? Is that what you're telling people right now?
I mean, I'm sure maybe 1% will do that. I mean, I would not feel confident in that. But he's had their number. Miles Garrett has done well against them.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Browns 9.5, Pete. I'm going to start, and I'm going to take the under. Okay? Deshaun Watson could surprise me. Could. He could look good. And I understand last season, after missing all that football, obviously he was going to look pretty rusty. He looked really shitty. And even in stuff I saw from practice and training camp, like, he just really hasn't looked that good. He's looked okay. He's looked all right. He looked like probably like he would be a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Not the AFC. Not the AFC. But I still think, I still do like bits and pieces of this team. You mentioned Myles Garrett on the defensive side of the ball, stud. Really love Nick Chubb in this offense now. Without Kareem Hunt, he's going to kind of have to be the guy more. That's going to be interesting to see what they do with him out of the backfield when it comes to catching passes and stuff. But I'm just going to take the under here. I just don't feel good about the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well. And yeah, again, this is another team where it's like literally right at it. I got the Browns at 9-8. So I think they're just going to fall just short of that. Could I see them going over? Easily. I easily can. And yes, the big question mark, I mean, you hit on it. It is Deshaun Watson. The rest of the roster is stacked. You have a very good offensive line. They did improve, at least on the outside. I feel like Elijah Moore is going to be solid for them in the slot. Another year under his belt for Deshaun, I think it's just going to be more familiar with the offense. And then going to the defense, if they can stop the run and bring in Jim Schwartz, I think was a great, I think he's a very good defense coordinator. Head coach, no. Defense coordinator, very good. I feel like that was a really good addition to the coaching staff. This team is very talented, but again, it just seems like it's a Browns thing. So I'm going to get them at 9 wins. It still could be third, though, in the division.
Yeah, let's go to the Steelers here to round it up. Steelers 8.5, Pete. I'm going to take the under. Now, the Steelers, to me, are the team in this division that if Kenny Pickett's, good, this is going to be really weird for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they have a great defense. That defense is going to be awesome again. It's going to be so, so good. Najee Harris, healthy, right? Got the plate taken off his foot at the end of last season. He's going to be healthy. The offensive line, they upgraded. It's really going to rest upon how does Kenny Pickett look. And Kenny Pickett in the preseason, it's just preseason. I'm not going to overreact to that. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. You know what I mean? All right, that's cool. I mean, that's what you want to see out of your second-year guy for Kenny Pickett. This is going to be really interesting to me. Again, Mike Tomlin has never finished below 500, Pete. Never happened. And if it was going to happen, I felt like it was going to be last year. Man, it didn't. Maybe they go 8-1. It's kind of actually where I got them at. I got them at 8-1. I think the Steelers do tie, and they get themselves at 500 again. But that's a team to me that's going to be really interesting because like I said, if Pickett does improve, that's probably a 9-win team.
Yeah. This whole division, if you said that the Steelers won the AFC North, I would not be shocked.
Mm-mm.
I honestly, the Cleveland Browns, even the Browns, I wouldn't be shocked because I feel like all these teams have the capability of it. Saying all that, yes, I will do the under with the Steelers. The AFC is just so loaded. I think there's going to be so many teams that are going to be within the 8 to 10 win, gap. Do you know which game that you do have the Steelers for the tie? Do you know which one yet? Or
no, I don't. Hold on, I'm gonna look right now.
That one?
No, I'm gonna call it right now. Let me look. You keep going. I got you.
Well, while you look that up, but yeah, I'll take the under. And yeah, the whole thing about Tomlin, just you mentioning the Tomlin thing, how he has still not been under 500 as a head coach, makes me want to lean towards the over. But I just feel like 8.5. To me, they're either going to win 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, I don't think they're
really
bad.
Just a flip flop.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a bad team. I don't think they're going to be god awful.
No, I don't think so either.
I do have the game Thursday, November 2nd on Amazon Prime. The Titans come to Pittsburgh. and it will end in a tie.
Tie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you should bet it. Bet the tie.
I should.
You should bet the tie. Put like 5 on it.
Yeah. See what happens? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick ass, dude.
I'll bet it with you. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Thanks, dude. All right, dude. Let's
do
get
it.
it. Let's get it. Watch it beat this first weekend in San Francisco. I'm like, shit. Fuck. Brock Purdy, you son of a bitch. But we'll see. Let's move along to the AFC East, guys. The Bills 10.5, Pete. I'm going over.
Same. I'm also going over. People are sleeping on the Bills. The Bills still won 13 games last year. Yes, they had a terrible game against Cincinnati. But guess what? Cincinnati's made it to like the AFC Championship the last 2 years and went to the Super Bowl runner-up 2 years ago. Not a bad football team. Like, they just had a bad day. Also, like, yes, I know Von Miller's in the PUP list. They're going to get him back. Tre'Davious White's going to be healthy. I think that the Bills should be fine. All their losses last year were single digits. They were very close. So, yeah, give me over 10.5 for the Bills. This might be your 1 seed.
Yeah. Bills are good. Bills are real good. Dolphins 9.5, Pete. I'm going over again, dude. Now, this is all banking on Tua being healthy. But if Tua is healthy, it's a good Dolphins team. They got Chubb for a whole year, too.
Okay, that's my thoughts just about the Dolphins was Tua being healthy, and that's why I took the under. I feel like this can be a 500 team, so I think they're going to go 9-8. Tough division. So that's why I got that.
Patriots 7.5. I already hammered the under, dude. I already hammered this bet on my own. I hammered the shit out of it. That Patriots team sucks.
Yeah, and Juju's knee might explode at any moment.
Any moment, dude.
I don't know what that means. I no idea what that means.
I got that right after we drafted him in the auction league as a joke for David, you know what I mean? Just because we had like another guy left. We're like, we're going to do it just to be like, David, this is for you. And then immediately I get that information the next day that his knee could explode any minute. Me and Tina were like, oh, okay.
Like,
cool.
What is, like, I don't know. I don't
like, should he be playing? I'm so confused.
Probably not. Because people probably could get hurt. If his knee's going to explode.
That's like
bones flying.
It's like Batman, the Dark Knight Rises. It's just the field's exploding, dude, collapses.
Yeah, like that's just gonna happen. Like Juju's gonna run around. He just blows up.
Juju, your knee can't maintain this.
Oh God. But honestly, the only thing that has me worried, because 100%, I'm with you on the under with the Patriots. The only thing that has me worried is just Bill Belichick. If Bill Belichick was not their head coach, this would be a slam dunk. Like, let's just move on. But like, the only thing that has me hesitating is Bill Belichick when he's doubted. So, but yeah, give me the under. Give me the under.
I gotta take it. Yeah, if they didn't have Bill Belichick, bro, it'd be them in the Arizona in the toilet bowl, just like. Absolutely god awful because like New England's just not. Mac Jones is not good, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. He's not good. He's just not. So, Jets 9.5. Hey, I took the over, bro. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid on Aaron Rodgers' newfound purpose in life in New York. This dude looks like he's having a ball. Not even just that though. Weapons galore over there on the Jets. Once Breece Hall gets healthy and everything, that's going to be really good. They signed Dalvin Cook. That's going to be cool. But more importantly, that Jets defense is a bunch of mean dudes, bro. They got nasty boys, mean dudes all across that defensive front. And then you got Sauce Gardner, arguably the best corner in the league right now. Dude, that Jets team's stacked. That is a good team. If Aaron Rodgers is like somewhat, I think, close to what his second is out of the back-to-back MVP seasons. If he's close to that second one, that Jets team's going to be good.
Jets team is going to be good. I'll take the over 9.5. It's a really tough beginning of the season. We're going to find out a lot about the Jets here early, especially if they're able to beat Buffalo Monday night to start the season. But, yeah, the team is stacked. Obviously, the big question marks the offensive line. So we'll see what happens with Rodgers. That's the thing that's always beaten, like Rodgers' old Packers teams was when he had offensive line injuries. I mean, that's the way to beat a
Yeah.
quarterback. So if they can't get that resolved, it could be really tough. But like you said, that defense is stacked. They're going to be in so many games just based off of their defense. But maybe they take some pressure off Rodgers and maybe they run the ball a little bit more. I mean, I know that like they just signed Alvin Cook. We'll see what his productivity and kind of endurance is at. And then Brees Hall, when he comes back, you know that they don't want to like destroy him. And kind of make sure he's there for the end. But yeah, this Jets team will be fun. They'll be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely. Let's move to the AFC South. That's not going to be fun to watch. The Houston Texans 6.5. Pete, what you got?
I think Texans are going to surprise some teams. I think they're going to have one or two upset wins that no one will see coming. But give me the under. I think they have 5 or 6 wins. DeMeco Ryans is a really good head coach. A really good coach. I mean, well, I guess we'll see how he's a head coach. But no, I mean they stole the draft. I mean they got Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud. So obviously this is a building block year for them.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take under as well. No fault of D'Amico Ryans. Think he's gonna be a good head coach when all said and done. But obviously Houston does too with all the money they paid him. But like I said, a lot of young guys. The offense, you like Dameon Pierce, but like the offensive line still, just not where it needs to be just yet. I don't really know how much I like the weapons that C.J. Stroud has. So we'll see. This is, like you said, building year. Colts 6.5. This is a weird one for me because I've got a lot of stock in Anthony Richardson in fantasy football, and I do think he could be a really good fantasy quarterback, just like Justin Fields was last year. Does not mean you're going to win games in the NFL, though. I will take the under of 6.5.
Samesies. Yeah. Another rebuilding team. The whole Jonathan Taylor situation. Who knows how that's going to go? Give me out the first 4 weeks. Not sure what's going to happen afterwards. Is he going to be healthy enough? Is he, going to get over his contract dispute? Who knows? But yeah, give me the under 6.5.
Absolutely. Jaguars 9.5. I will gladly take the over, dude. This Jags team's going to be good.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, they got weapons. I mean, you're talking about weapons galore on that team. If Calvin Ridley can be good, I mean, I have him on a couple of my teams. So hopefully for a fantasy stock here with him. But yeah, they should be fun. I think Trevor Lawrence takes kind of the next step. We kind of saw that in that Kansas City game. I mean, they took the Chiefs to the end. Yes, Mahomes got hurt in that game, but still, I mean, they battled. So I think Jacksonville should be a fun team.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then you got the Titans 7.5. I'm gonna take the under here as well. Don't really like the Titans. Don't like what I mean. I know the identity is Derrick Henry. I saw a lot of weird things with Derrick Henry in fantasy football drafts this year. Instead, I'm in 14 of them, and in some of them he went first. Some of them he fell to the second. Sometimes he went really in the upper top 5. One thing I don't care for. I'm sorry. Is older running backs that have a lot of mileage. Right, so Derrick Henry worries me in that way. I think I ended up getting him in one league, and even then, I didn't feel really good about it. Ryan Tannehill, dude's a bum. You know what I mean? Just a bum. Don't care for him. Don't care for him at all. Will you see Malik Willis or Will Levis? Probably won't see Will Levis, to be honest. You might see some Malik Willis though this season. Titans just that's not good team. Not good team.
Saying all that, I'm going to take the over with the Titans at 7.5. I'm going to take the over because I'm going to bet on Mike Vrabel. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet on Vrabel, and I'm also going to bet on this. All right, they win their 2 Texans games. All right, so that's 2 wins.
Iffy.
They win their 2 Colts games.
Iffy.
If they do that, that's 4 wins.
Yeah.
Okay. They're already at 4. Can they find in 13 other games
4 more?
4 more wins.
Maybe.
They just have to be 4-9. I think Vrabel can figure it out because that's the way I look at it for the Titans. They overperform because I think Vrabel's a really good coach. This could be another situation though where they got rid of their GM last year. You could see that he did not want AJ Brown traded when AJ Brown got traded last year. So this could be a situation where if the Titans do struggle and they suck, maybe they do fire Vrabel, which would be a huge mistake if they do. And a lot of teams would be wanting Mike Vrabel's services, and should jump on that if he is available. But this is kind of an intriguing team to look at because, you did mention Malik Willis, Will Levis, back-to-back years drafting a quarterback. What the hell is really the direction that this team is kind of looking at? And also, D-Hop. I don't know why you picked Tennessee, but I don't know. I just don't get it. Maybe he gets traded by October. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't get it.
Would have went. I would have hated it, but probably should have went to
to
Kansas City. You know what I mean? I would have despised that move, but like
that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
If he went to Kansas City. But yeah, I just have 7.5. This is kind of like, no, this team's more talented than the Patriots. But it's funny that like both of them are at 7.5. But I feel more confident about the over with this just based on the division.
Yeah, it has to be the division, right? It's interesting too that you mentioned the DeAndre Hopkins thing. You want to talk about just one of the best receivers of all time to have terrible quarterbacks throwing to him. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
He's right up there, dude. What a stud. But
Deshaun's been like his only guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It.
Matt Schaub, you know what I mean? What a stud.
Legend.
Yeah, absolute legend. Let's go to the AFC West to round them out. The Broncos. Sean Payton's in town. Wants Russell Wilson. Stop kissing babies. Play quarterback. 8.5, Pete. What do you got?
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over on this one because Sean Payton. I just feel like Russ is not as bad as he played last year. And that defense is still loaded. The defense is still really good. So give me the over. Let me sit at like 9. I'm going to say 9 wins. It'll be 9-8.
So Sean Payton will account for 4 more wins, is what you're thinking.
Yes.
That's tough, dude. That's tough for me.
It is tough.
This one, just a little bit more difficult than the Titans one. I'm gonna take the under. I just don't like this Broncos team. I wish I did.
I get it.
I do. I wish I did, and I really hope that Russell Wilson's not that bad. Really hope he's not, because if he is, what a fall off. What a fall off, a dramatic one too. But, you think the running game's going to be better if Javonte Williams stays healthy. But then on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know if I like that defense at all. Ugh, I'm going to take the under, but, that's a gross one. Let's get to the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champs, Pete. They're 11.5. That is the same as the Bengals. What do you got?
Give me the over. Give me the over with the Chiefs. I think they finished with 12 or 13 wins. It's Andy Reid. Just super consistent. So, give me the Chiefs here. Even with, the early injuries here with Kelsey at the beginning.
So, I had to get another beer and get a happy dance. Let's see. Last year, I think BK was a little premature on the downfall of the Chiefs. A little premature.
Yeah, I would say so. They won the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah, he missed it. He missed it by 1 year. Because I think I'm taking the under on the Chiefs. I'm taking the under on the Chiefs. I think Chiefs get 10 wins, maybe 11. Maybe the 11 is the number. But I just don't see 12 or 13 wins out of the Chiefs this year. I don't know, man. Something's telling me that this is it. That the Chiefs, they're going to have a little bit of a hiccup here on this great run that it's been. An awesome run for Patrick Mahomes, who has been the best quarterback year in and year out. I just think that they have to solve a few things, right? Now I can tell you I made these picks before the Kelsey injury and all that. I made these beginning of last week, so that wasn't even a thing. The Christian Jones thing does have me worried if I'm a Chiefs fan. When he's not in, their quarterback pressure percentage is abysmal. They're 25th in the league,
bad.
But they're third in the league when he's there. In a division with Justin Herbert, and if Russ does look good, looks better, that's gonna be really tough for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs secondary is gonna have a lot of pressure put on them as well. You're in AFC with the Bills, the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Ravens, the Jags that you mentioned took them to the brink. I just think that now I'm not telling you the Chiefs are going to be bad, dude. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be bad. They'll probably still win the division with 11 wins. But I just think this will be the first little crack we see in the dominance of the Chiefs. That's all.
Yeah, I can see it. I get it. No,
Is it also because I'm bored
least,
of it and I'm tired of it? That's probably part of it too.
probably is, but at least you're not in the BK where BK had him in fourth. So
No,
you're
no.
not doing that.
He's
So
probably thinking some
because
crazy things were going to happen. I understand. But no.
I mean, yeah, I can't believe he doubts. He loves Andy Reid too. He loves Andy Reid. I just couldn't get over that last year. But no, I mean, going back to the Chiefs thing. Yeah, I mean, this will be interesting to see how they do. I mean, the Patrick Mahomes, like I watched. Did you watch any of that
Yeah.
quarterback thing on
Yes, I
Netflix?
did. Yeah.
Like it was cool to watch. I have a newfound kind of respect already for Mahomes based off of that.
Because he has to deal with his
He does
wife?
a lot. What?
Because he has to deal with his wife? Is that what it was? Or
Oh my God, no, that's not it. No, it's not it. But like, I mean, the Chris Jones thing is monster. I mean, that's a big part. I think what I could see happening, because I mean, he still hasn't reported, right? As of right now, like he's okay. That's what I thought. I could see what happens is kind of like years ago in like the mid '90s, when Emmitt Smith didn't play for 2 weeks. Like the first two games, he had a contract dispute. I think the Cowboys won either 0-2 or 1-1, whatever it was. And then after that, they're like, "Oh God, yeah, maybe we should pay Emmett." And then they paid him, and then boom, they went off to the races. I think they went on to win the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs will realize, and I think the Nick Bosa deal helped expedite this process, where everyone was waiting for Bosa. He was the defensive MVP. Like he's the best edge player in all football. I mean, say what you want. You know, obviously you got Myles Garrett, you got T.J. Watt, you got even Chris Jones as best kind of lineman when it comes to defensively. But I think once that deal kind of settles in, the agents can look at it. Chris Jones, I think they get a deal done. There's no way they can't because the numbers, I mean, are alarming when he's not on the field. You brought up a great point there. So I think that does get remedied. The 11.5, I mean, it is a really high number. I think they do hit it. But yeah, I could see this as kind of a year where it's like maybe Mahomes has to play a road playoff game. And
maybe
it's
it
funny
does.
that we talk about the Chiefs going down, and that's down for them because Mahomes has not played a road playoff game unless it's the Super Bowl. So that's crazy. Absolutely insane to think about. But maybe in the divisional round, they got to travel to Buffalo. Maybe they got to travel to Baltimore. Maybe they got to travel, hell, maybe they got to travel to Jacksonville or wherever. Maybe they have to travel. Maybe that's the downfall of the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, like I said, I don't think it's going to be like these Chiefs are like, oh my God, they're bad. Like, it just got awful so
Yeah.
quickly. You know, kind of like how the Rams sold their soul for that Super Bowl, and then that was the end. They sold all their draft picks and their soul. So that was it. You got the one, and you're out. The Chiefs just, to me, again, it could be fatigue. That is probably a part of it. And I would like to see something different, but I don't know, man. It's just a weird feeling I have. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be like oh my God, they're like under 500 or something. Like, no, I don't see that. It's just I think they're going to have a little bit of a tough time. Or like you said, maybe they got to go on the road, play a playoff game on the road. The Raiders 6.5. I feel real confident in this under.
This team, oh God, you talk about dysfunction. Devontae Adams, I think gets traded. I don't know if it's to the Jets. I don't know what it is. If it is, I'm telling you this, for the amount of stock that I have in Garrett Wilson, I'm going to be pissed. But yeah, it got a bad feeling. In the Chandler Jones thing, like earlier this week, I was locked out of the facility, like freaking out.
What's going on?
Like the Jimmy G thing. There's just a lot of question marks with this Raiders team. So And also, Josh McDaniels, not many people like him. I don't know if that's news. I don't know if anybody already knew that. Not the most liked man in the world. But yeah, give me the under of 6.5 here in this division.
Chargers 9.5. P. I'm gonna take the over, dude. Feels like this is it. Justin Herbert, time to do it. Let's get it done.
I want to go with you. I want to do it. I really do. I want to go with the over.
I
That
think
playoff game was tough.
let me give you. I'll try to sell you how you try to sell me with the Titans. Right? They're gonna get 2 wins from the Broncos, and they're gonna get 2 wins from the Raiders. That's 4.
Yeah.
They just need 6 more, dude. And I think they can split with the Chiefs.
Yeah. That is math.
That is math.
Yeah. Yeah. That, I mean, it makes sense. It really does. It's just.
Is it because you just have a hard time believing in the coach? Because I do. Brandon Staley, I do.
That's it. That is it. That's 100% it. I just don't trust Brandon Staley. I don't do it. I want to be wrong first about the Chargers negatively before I can trust them. Like, I can't, because I've been burned too many times with the Chargers that it's like, I mean, they're exciting. They're an exciting team. They have a great quarterback. I want them to be, like, really good. But that Jacksonville game was, like, the definition of, like, what is happening? Like, that should never happen. They should have won that game. They should have been playing the Chiefs, who they play super tough.
If they don't hit the over, is Staley out? I think so.
I feel like he might.
I think if they...
What is this, year 4?
4? When I say 4...
I think it's 4, yeah.
If Staley... Like, if they don't hit 10 wins and, like, nothing dramatic happens, right? You gotta go. You gotta go.
I think so too.
You're wasting talent. Like at that point, if you're the Chargers, right? You have Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. I do know Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are always hurt, but like if they do stay healthy, Gerald Everett, you have a good offensive line. You obviously have a top tier quarterback in Justin Herbert, right? Probably he's like just outside that. Like you got Allen, Hurts. Yeah. Mahomes, obviously. You got Lamar Jackson, Burrow, and Herbert, like in that next group. It just feels like you're squandering at that point. And a good defense.
You imagine, all right, so you brought up the Titans. How confident would you feel if Mike Vrabel was their head coach?
Super Bowl, dude. Chargers are such a good team. You get the right head coach in there. Yeah, that team's going to be really good.
Sean Payne should have went there.
I'm just trying to believe. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to believe in just bolt leave. You know what I mean? In the Chargers.
Yeah, trust me. I'll be cheering for him to go over. I hope they do. I have Herbert in fantasy. I hope he does well. Like I really want the Chargers to be good, especially for David's sake, for his guy Justin Herbert. I hope they're good, but like I'm gonna doubt them until they prove me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move to the NFC. Let's just do it. Let's just get it over with.
Let's do it.
NFC North, baby. Let's get into it. What the division that I don't know what's going to happen, dude. You can make an argument again that maybe all 4 teams really do have a shot at this thing, depending on how things go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Let's start with the Chicago Bears at 7.5, Pete. I have written on here the under. Okay? I do. However, this past weekend, somebody in the media predicted the Bears to win 12 wins. And I said, I'd like to smoke what they're smoking. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't believe the Bears are going to get 12 wins. I don't believe that. No. But I did go through the schedule game by game after that, and I was like, well, it wasn't like crazy. I mean, the schedule's not good. It's just, there's not like there's not a ton of losses in there where you're like, at least I should say, how do you say it? There's not a ton of games where I'm like, oh, they're definitely going to get blown out. Or they're like, oh, they're going to get their shit rocked this week. You know what I mean? And I think the Packers kind of probably follow that same category where you're like, I don't know, probably could win a few games that you don't expect, right? So I'm going to change this to the over, right? I mentioned earlier, expectations are there for the Bears and Justin Fields in particular. To me, if the Bears do go under and it's like a bad under, so let's say like 5 wins, 4 wins, and like Justin Fields does not look good, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Justin Fields will be gone. And the Bears, I don't think Ryan Poles and company waste time on that. I just don't see it. I think that they will have 2 first-round picks, high first-round picks then at that point, especially if the Bears are bad, and I already believe the Panthers are not going to be that good. So you then have to, like, use that opportunity to, like, all right, sorry, Justin. We tried. We got you a guy. We got you DJ Moore, bro. As of right now, the offensive line's a little banged up, so I can understand that in the first few weeks. But I'm still going to take the over. I think the Bears can at least hit 8 wins. Like I said, expectations are there now. Week in and week out for me as a Bears fan. Now I get to show up and be excited and be like, let's go. But I could also be disappointed, right? Catch 22. But I'm going to take the Bears on the over, bro. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Nice. Good, man. I will take the under here. And this was difficult for me, too. Because you look at, and you mentioned it, like right off the top, like any of these teams can win the division. So could all of our over-unders be flipped for what actually happens? 100%. I mean, it easily could be. Who knows what's going to happen now that, like, you know, the division seems like, you know, it's really wide open. I mean, Vikings were kind of a, you know, I mean, we knew it anyway. They were a fraud last year. Lions came on strong at the end of the year. Packers have unknowns with Jordan Love. And then, yeah, the Bears are, you know, I mean, yes, they retooled this offseason, but, I mean, there was a reason why they had the first overall pick last year. So, like,
Lovie Smith, baby. That's why. Lovie Smith. Woo!
Yeah. So, like, we don't really know. I'm going to take the under, but I almost want to pick the over because I think that they're going to be at about 8 wins. I think it's be 7 to 8. That's what I think they're looking at as a team. I think they're going to be around 7 to 8. They're going to be better. They should be better defensively. They were not good last year. They should definitely improve in that standpoint. The offense should be better with DJ Moore, the addition. Yeah, the offensive line is the concern. Like, if they can figure out the offensive line, this team should stick around, I think, in a lot more games. And yes, the Bears were very smart on how they set this up for Justin Fields this year, where it's like, all right,
Let's see what you got.
Expect you. Yeah, we don't expect you, like, you know, we don't expect you to win a division. But what we expect you to do is make a step. And if you don't make that step, guess what? We got a safety net of 2 first-round picks next year that, in a quarterback very heavy draft, that we could figure it out.
You know, let's say the Bears are really bad, right? Let's say the Bears are god-awful again. Or like, I mean, not god-awful. Let's say the Panthers are god-awful. Like, really bad. And let's say the Bears are just also not very good, right? So then you look into maybe like 2 top 5 picks or 1 in the top and 1 like right at the very outside of the top 5. Who says no to Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Bears, dude? Who says no? Not me. I can't be mad then. You know what I mean? But I ultimately, like, I agree. Like, I think you said the Bears really put themselves in a position to say, Justin, you don't have to go win an MVP this year. You don't have to do that. Would be sure cool if you did, but you don't have to. We just need you to see, like, yeah, dude, you ran for 1,000 yards. That's awesome. Right? Justin Fields ranked himself as a top 5 running quarterback of all time. He's probably right. He's probably right on that. Like, in terms of, like, how he did it. Like, he's probably right. But I need you to throw the ball, bro. I need to see balls get thrown downfield. I need us to see us take the top off the defense. And you have to add that element to your team. Okay? Getsy, offense coordinator, going to need that side now shown in Justin Fields, because last year the way they coached Justin Fields, the way they had him play was like they didn't want him to throw just on the off chance. They're like, we kind of want to trade him, kind of want to move him, dude, but we don't want anybody to know that he can't throw the ball down the field like accurately, so we gotta leave a little some like spookiness behind it, you know what I mean, like Wizard of Oz behind the curtain.
I want just, well, I don't want this as a Packer fan, but like I feel like if I was a Bears fan,
I want Justin to succeed, dude.
I want Justin Fields to throw for 4,000 yards.
Absolutely.
I just want to see him break the record. As a Bears fan, if that should be the make or break. If he does not, okay, obviously injury taken out of it. If he's healthy for all the games and he does not throw for 4,000 yards, I'm sorry to tell you this, not the guy. He's not
Yeah.
the guy.
Now, let's see. What is the most Jay Cutler threw was 38-12, bro, as a Bear. 38-12.
This is crazy.
Which is crazy. Now, Jay also, like, missed right before the NFL, like, really got off pass heavy. So, like, you know, Jay probably could have thrown over 4,000 yards, to be completely honest. Like, probably. It's pretty easy now. So, yeah, if Justin Fields can't throw 4,000 yards, 100% plays all the games, not the guy.
Let's do some math. 4,000, and we got an extra game.
So, divide by 17.
That's averaging 236.
Yeah, if you can...
236 passing yards a game.
If you can't do that as quarterback in the NFL, I don't care how talented you are running the football, you're just not the guy, right? You're not going to be the guy to win a Super Bowl.
Unless he has 30 touchdown passes. Then it's fine.
Yeah, then I see what you're saying.
Because I know a lot of the years that Rodgers had, the last couple with the Packers, like, well, they were MVP years, whatever. But he had high touchdown numbers, which is fine. The yardage can be fine there, but like he's got to have at least 30 touchdown passes or like that many yards. I mean, it's okay. Say it doesn't have to be exactly 4,000, but it's got to be close. It's got to be close to that. I mean, he's got to show it. I mean, it's a big make or break here for him.
Listen, every quarterback that we had question marks about, the Jalen Hurts, the Josh Allens, what did they do? They went and got them a legit wide receiver. Now, I don't think that DJ Moore is as good as A.J. Brown or Stephon Diggs, to be fair. But they went out and got them a guy that they can lean on, and now they did. The Bears did that, dude. DJ Moore is a really good receiver. Do I think DJ Moore is like that tier of Stephon Diggs and A.J. Brown? No, but he's good. Such an upgrade to that like they should be able to exploit that. Justin should be able to step in and be DJ Moore's best quarterback he's ever had. He should be able to do that. It's not asking a lot, bro. It's not asking that much. So, it's tough, but we'll see what the Bears do. Lions, 9.5, Pete. Are you drinking the Kool-Aid with Dan Campbell? Are you all in, dude? Are you biting the kneecaps, bro?
I'm biting the kneecaps. Not my left one. My right one. Yeah. Because got an open wound in the left one.
Don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get the stitches and whatever. So I don't want to mess with that. But no, yeah, I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I'll go over 9.5. I think they wind up with about 10 wins. Yeah, end of the year, I think they're 8-2. Impressive end of the season. Yeah, if that defense can play like it did the last few weeks, it's gonna be a very good Detroit team. And yeah, the Jahmyr Gibbs thing, like
we all made fun of the Lions, bro. We all made fun of them, but now look at us. All salivating trying to get him in fantasy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, because from a fantasy perspective, it was just fun. Because, like, what he can do. From a football perspective, at least in the first round, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is, well, I mean, yeah, and also they just signed, like, David Montgomery at the time, and you're like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But, hey, David Montgomery, as well as, mixing him in with Jahmyr Gibbs. I feel like Detroit, hey, obviously the NFL thinks Detroit's going to be pretty decent if they're opening the season. So props to them for at least doing that. But yeah, I think Detroit's going to be really good. So I think they wind up with 10 wins. I think they wind up with 10.
Yeah, I'm taking the over, bro. I'm taking the over on the Lions. Lions will be one of the top, probably 3 teams in the NFC for me. Probably. I mean, where it all ends out. Like, Lions are going to be really good. Lions are going to be really, really good. We were just having this argument. Now, this is before the Kelsey injury. And good thing I didn't shake anybody's hand on this bet because I was all in on the Chiefs beating the piss out of the Lions, like just to kind of like set the tone and be like, no. Because the Lions have a really bad secondary. I mean, really bad. Not a good secondary.
I mean, it still could happen.
Maybe, I don't know. We're going to get into that when we talk about Thursday Night Football. How I feel now, I feel completely different than I did on Sunday. I feel very different than I did on Sunday. But at the time, we were talking about it, and like Tito and Nick were like hyping the Lions up, like, dude, I don't know, man. This is pretty good. And I'm like, I don't know. But now Kelsey's hurt, and we'll see how that feels. The Lions, there's such a fun thing, dude. But like, then at the same time, what makes me scared when I take this over is like Detroit's always going to Detroit. You know what I mean? And like every time there's been expectations, they just let you down. Lions let you down.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the over, bro. I believe in Dan Campbell and company, dude. I like Dan Campbell, so like I'm in, dude. He's a good dude, man. Get you hyped up. I like it. All right, PATD. Packers are at 7.5. What you got, buddy?
Give me the over, baby.
See, it's like, just like the Bears, bro. Feels just like the Bears. Like, you can't take the under on your own team.
No, I can't do it. No, I think they wind up with either 8 or 9 wins. I think it'll be right around 500. I mean, and it's weird going into a season. And I told Molly this too. This is like the first time in like 15 years I'm going into a season where, and this is dating back to like Rodgers' first year starting, where expectations are not like Super Bowl or bust, or like Super Bowl contender, like going into this season. So like this year is just like, I just want to see Jordan Love develop. I don't care how many wins really the Packers get. I just want to see kind of Jordan Love kind of develop here. And I think he's going to surprise some people. I think Jordan Love could be decent this year. I mean, he's been in the system. This is going to be year 4. Same system. When healthy, very good offensive line. The defense should be better than last year, but of course you said the same thing last year. I kind of do like their weapons. I don't think their weapons. I think people are kind of sleeping on them. I think Watson's going to be good. Will he play week 1? I don't know. Will Romeo Doubs play week 1? I don't know. But I think those two will be good. I do like the tight end that they drafted, Luke Musgrave. I think he'll be solid.
Yep.
And I think Jaden Reed will be good too. So I think this is going to be kind of an exciting Packers team. And it's going to be weird because, there's no expectations really for this team. Like, yes, you have the pressure of, like, Jordan Love, you're following Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Like, what are you going to do? And it's just, to me, like, he seems calm, cool, and collected. And you talk about a quarterback, like, we talked about Kenny Pickett, like, playing well in preseason. Jordan Love looked really good in preseason, too.
Yep.
So I don't know what the hell that means because, I mean, it's just August football, so who knows what that really even translates to.
Right.
But, I mean, his teammates are all behind him with Jordan Love. Especially in today's day and age where, like, all these, like, leak sources and stuff comes out where, like, people have not said, oh, Jordan Love sucks. Like,
right.
I want to be, let go or, of the Packers. And also, to think about it, as pissed as you might have been, like, if you're the Packers front office with Aaron Rodgers, doing his whole darkness retreat and doing all, like, his extra things that he was doing in the offseason just to kind of piss off the Packers front office, which, as you can see, was the reason he was doing it. 100%. Like, he was clearly doing that since he wanted to show up to voluntary workouts with the Jets. So clearly that's what he was trying to do.
Right.
They were like, even with that, if you're an NFL team, you put up with that if, like, you think if you don't think you don't have a guy maybe in the waiting in Jordan Love. Like, you think about that. Like, either they would have traded him or they would have kept Rodgers. Like, that would have been my thinking if I'm their Packers front office. So they must think the kid's got something. I'm not going to say he's Aaron Rodgers. Not going to say he's Brett Favre. But he might be okay. He might be a decent NFL player. So I'm very excited for this Packers season because it's the unknown. It's the unknown. I have no idea how the rest of the season is going to go. But I think they're going to be around a 500 team, and they could be better. A couple things go their way, especially in this division where it's going to be very competitive. And any of these teams could probably win this division. So I'm going to go the over. But Jordan Love.
I'm going to take the under. I think they're right around 7 or 6 wins. Maybe they get 8. 8 would be the one where I'd be, ooh, well, that doesn't surprise me. For the sake of my sanity, as a Bears fan, Jordan Love cannot be good. Okay? For the sake of my sanity, I cannot. All right, so we talked about this over the weekend too, right? Bears fans, obviously. That, like, for us, the reason this is so important, right? Not only are there expectations now as a Bears fan because the Bears made moves, they put you in a position where you're like, all right, dude, this is it. It's also you're playing the Packers without Aaron Rodgers. Is this the next guy, right? Is this going to be, or is it going to be my whole entire life that the Packers get a quarterback every single time? I just want you not to have one time. That's it. That's it. I'm not saying you got to be like the Bears who just never could get one. I just need you one time not to have it. So now I don't think Jordan Love's going to be like bad. I don't honestly think that. I don't see that. You know what I mean? I just think that the ceiling for Jordan Love for me, or the floor for Jordan Love for me is probably like Sam Darnold. Like, that's kind of where I put the floor. Where, like, it's not awful, you know, but the ceiling, I don't know. We don't know his ceiling. We literally have no idea. Yeah. Jordan being in this offense for so long is good, but I also look at this as, did they pick up his option or no? Mm-hmm. Okay. The Packers still kind of put themselves in a position where if for some reason Jordan Love is bad, right, like it does not go well, okay. A lot of quarterbacks in this draft, dude. You know what I mean? So Packers, Bears, there's a reason they're both 7.5. I think they're both super similar in like where we're at, just for different reasons. I'm gonna take the under. It wouldn't, like I said, wouldn't shock me if the Packers got 8 wins. It just wouldn't. The way this division, like you mentioned, the defense is something that I'm super nervous about if I'm a Packers fan, because even though you did get a new coordinator, and you like you said that last year is going to be better, and then it wasn't. And like, they have all the dudes. Yeah. The Packers have the dudes on that defensive side of the ball to be really good. Is it all put together right? We'll see, right? It's kind of like when we're going to get to Minnesota here, how I feel about the Minnesota defense, where is it better? I don't know. You hope so. You know, I don't know if you can be nearly as bad as Minnesota's defense. Like, it's pretty bad. But I'm going to take the under, but like, I'm nervous, dude. As a Bears fan, I'm nervous, bro. If I got to sit through this game on Sunday, and they're the America's game of the week, dude. Oh yeah, they're the game of the week, and it's like, you motherfuckers, man. Like, let's see what happens. Dude. But like, I'm gonna be so locked in and so jacked up just because I'm like, But if Jordan Love, me and Nick and Jose and everybody were talking about this, like, if Jordan Love starts dropping dimes on us, bro, that's it. I'm done. I can't do this. I can't put up with this again. You know what I mean? I need a break. You got to give me a break 1 year, dude. Just give me a break.
Like, it's just going to be one game, man.
It's 31 years of my life, Pete. Brett, Rodgers, you got to take a break. Just take a break one time.
Yeah. Well, I probably shouldn't tell you that the stat of, I think Favre and Rodgers both lost their first start against the Bears.
That's okay.
So
then I'll feel better. Even if Jordan Love is good, I just need the Bears to win, bro. Just shake the edge off and let me just focus on everything else. But we'll see. But yeah, I think this, I like I said, I feel like you did with the Bears one, where you're like, could go over, maybe, right? Yeah. And that's kind of where I am with the Packers right now. It's good. Vikings 8.5, Pete. I'm going to go the over, and I'm going to tell you why. I think that the Jordan Addison addition on the offensive side of the ball is going to be really good for them. Okay, I think for Justin Jefferson and company, T.J. Hawkinson, I know he's banged up right now, but just got the massive extension. I don't hate Kirk Cousins that much. I don't think they win this division. I still think it's the Lions division, but like 9 wins seems doable for a team that won 13, even though we talked about them being the most fraudulent 13-win team I've ever seen. I still think 9 wins is totally doable here. And I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say that the Brian Flores addition on the defensive coordinator is going to help a lot. I think that helps 100%. A lot. So I'll take the 100%. Over.
No, I mean, you're spot on when we were talking about the Vikings defense before. They really can't get any worse. They were terrible last year. Absolutely terrible. And going back to, like, talking about the quarterback documentary, I hated watching it for this simple fact. Like, Molly and I were watching this. This was on, I think it was on Thursday. think we finished it. Was your Thursday? I don't know. All the days today, basically every day for me is a Saturday right now. So they're all blurring together. But we were watching the documentary, and I was like, Molly, we cannot keep watching this because I'm gonna like Kirk Cousins. I honestly love Kirk Cousins. Like, great dude, just great dude. And like, if the shots he was taking, like where they're showing Mahomes getting hit, and then the Marcus Mariota, like his whole thing, that just sucked for him. I'm just trying to watch that, and it was funny because like well, it wasn't funny, but like the final like 3 episodes, it's like they didn't even go to Marcus because Marcus isn't the starter anymore. So they're
Yeah.
just basically going back from Kirk to Mahomes or whatever. And you're watching the hits that Kirk's taking, like, and he's just like not yelling. You imagine if that was like Brady or Rodgers
Yeah.
taking those shots, like they would literally rip their offensive line if they
Yeah.
were hit like that. They would honestly rip them. And like, I do respect Kirk for saying that, but like Molly even said it. She's like, he should be like saying something to him, just like protect me. But like, so much respect for Kirk because he just got up and gutted it out. So I do have a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins. So I probably will stop making fun of him. I probably will because like to see what he puts in on a weekly basis, like props to him. In that quarterback documentary, shout out to Peyton and Omaha Productions. Great job there on that. But after watching that, I was like, I'm not gonna say I like the Vikings. Trust me, I despise them. Still hate them. I hate them more than any team in the NFL. Still, Minnesota. But yeah, I looked at the 8.5 number. You said what? They had 13 wins last year.
Yeah.
So even if they hit 9, it still is a decrease of 4, and they still go over. The defense has got to get better. Yes, they're going to maybe regress a little bit offensively. I think Dalvin Cook is going to be something they are going to miss a little bit. Adam Thielen, yes, he was kind of at the tail end, but he was also like, I don't know, a good locker room guy. It might take a few weeks for Addison, but yes, you still have Justin Jefferson. So with that, long-winded, yeah, give me the over. I think around 9 to 10 wins. It's going to be them, and I think Detroit kind of, battling it out probably for the division.
Yeah, more than likely. While the Bears and Packers
Yeah.
trying to like find their footing and figure out what they are
Yeah.
moving forward. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Packers and Lions. Let's move to the East. Cowboys 9.5. Pete.
Cowboys 9.5. Oh God. So I put the under. This is a team where if they don't make the playoffs, McCarthy's gone, and I feel bad because, like, I know we talk about how great like Sean Payton is. Maybe not we. I think it's maybe in the media. Like talks
Yeah,
about
not
how great
us.
Sean Payton is.
No.
Like him and Mike McCarthy have the same resume. Like nobody like thinks about that, and McCarthy's is almost better. Like it really is. And me taking the under here, I think they sit at 9 wins just because I think this division is going to be a lot better than people think it is. I feel like a lot of these teams, you could make the argument, could make the playoffs this year. So I'm going to put them at 9 wins. I still think the Cowboys do make the playoffs, but I'm going to put them under. They're at 9.5 right now. Could they go over? Yes, but I'm going to go, with the under here.
I'm gonna take the over, just put them at 10. You know what I mean? I think 10's safe bet for the Cowboys. Don't feel good about it at all. The more and more I talked to my dad, and he was talking about the CeeDee Lamb thing, because like a lot of people are really infatuated with CeeDee Lamb, and he's like, who's on the other side? Who's there? Are you believing in Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup? Like, is that what we're doing? And it feels like that's what we're doing, right? You don't have Dalton Schultz, which say what you will, but he was a really good safety blanket for Dak. I do believe Jake Ferguson and the Schoon Man, those would be solid tight ends for him. But like, and then Tony Pollard now, no Zeke, right? A lot of question marks. Kellen Moore's out, which I didn't bring that up when we talked about the Chargers, but that's a damn good offense coordinator over there in LA for the Chargers. So it's a good point. I don't feel good about this over, but I'm going to take the Cowboys at a 10 and over 9.5, but I don't feel good about it. Because you're right. This division's not like, this division could be pretty good. I don't know. It could not be that bad. Let's get to the Giants, 7.5. Giants were the surprise team last year, Pete. The schedule's harder. Are we really believing in Danny Dimes one more time? I don't know, man. I'm going to take the under. I don't know.
So can I like dip my feet in to
Yeah.
believing in Danny Dimes?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna believe that they hit the over, but they're under 500.
That's fine.
So I think they're gonna
You
be
dipped your toe
eight
in.
nine. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're gonna be 8-9. I I just can't believe how low this number was. 7.5. Like that. I mean, this is a playoff team. They won a
Yeah.
playoff game.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy to think about. Clearly Vegas has no respect
None
there for the
for
Giants.
Danny Dimes.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. Yeah, you talk about another fluke team. I mean, it was basically the fluke game, or the fraud game of the Giants Vikings last year. Um, I mean, it was. I mean, was it
Yeah.
not the fraud game?
Yeah.
100% was. Um, so yeah, I take the over, but yeah, tough division. But I could see them regressing this year.
Right. Eagles 11.5, dude. Defending NFC champs. I'm taking the over, bro. I don't think the team got worse. I just don't see it. Right? I mean, I know we're banking on Jalen Hurts doing it again, and I think he can. It's going to be a really good team on both sides of the ball. That defense is nasty loaded with young talent. Nasty loaded with Georgia Bulldogs, dude. So give me the over on the Eagles because to me, far and above the best team in the NFC again.
Yep, and yeah, give me the over as well. I'm not saying this to just the Bears whatsoever, and
No, you're
don't
fine.
think that I am. But like, they might have gotten the best player in the draft in Jalen Carter. Like they might
Yeah.
have this, and he had to go to a situation where there's veteran presence.
Yep.
He can learn the ropes. He can basically control himself.
Yeah.
This was the perfect spot for him. He doesn't have to be the guy either. This team is terrifying, Philly. Obviously, we'll talk about the other team that's kind of like up on their own echelon in the NFC. But yeah, I mean, I love this Eagles team. Yeah, give me the over
So
11
good.
and a half.
Yeah, Eagles team's gonna be so good. The Washington Commanders 6.5. Kyle, I think I'm going over, Pete. I think I'm gonna go over, dude. Am I a believer in Sam Howell? Might be, dude. Let's see what happens.
I'm also a believer in the 6.5. That's a low number. Even, I mean, they could go 7-10. They hit the over.
Right.
So it's like, and they'll sneak a few. I think they might steal one from Dallas. They might take both from New York, and maybe they split one with Philly. People forget they beat Philly. They beat Philly last year.
Yeah.
On Monday night in Philly. So didn't see that coming.
And also, if for some reason it does go really bad with Sam Howell in the beginning, there is Jacoby Brissett.
Hey, he's a solid player. Absolutely solid player. He's not going to lose you football games.
Right.
Might not win you a lot.
No, it might
but
not.
He's going to be around 500.
They might hit that 7-win mark, though.
Oh, yeah. Hey, he can do it. He can do that for you. But yeah, give me that. Also, the Ron Rivera thing, like it's crazy to think about. Like, I mean, is he that good of a coach?
No.
And that's what has me scared. But I think that that defensive line's still so talented. I feel like Jahan Dotson is going to be great for them.
Yeah.
With McLaurin, I think this offense could be fun. And let's see what Bieniemy does. This should be intriguing to see what his offense looks like in Washington. Maybe they could have some of the players just stop complaining that he's coaching them too hard. Unbelievable. That report came out. Jesus
I don't know. Maybe
Christ.
let's realize that he came from a Super Bowl championship teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. He's got a pedigree.
Yeah.
Wow. He also played in the NFL. Okay, just back up, dude. Whoever's complaining, Jesus, you can see the door right there. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I just feel like it's a low number, so give me the over.
Yeah, we'll take it. Let's move to the worst division in football, the NFC South. God, this is disgusting. I think I went under on all of these. The Falcons 8.5. I'm taking the under, dude. Even though I know that's the team. I was listening to a lot of podcasts talking about this number, this 8.5, and they're like, I don't know, man. They could get to 9 or 10 wins. They could be the sneaky team in the NFC. Don't get fooled, dude. They got Desmond Ridder. Don't do that to yourselves. Don't do that to yourself. They're gonna fuck up this Bijan Robinson thing somehow. They're gonna fuck this up. I can see it. Give me the under on Atlanta, dude.
Yeah, it's funny because they talk about the Bijan Robinson and how can they mess it up? Look what they've done with Drake London so far, and look what they've done with Kyle Pitts. all the talent in the world with both those guys.
Stacked, dude. This team is stacked with like young playmakers on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep, absolutely.
And they're gonna fuck this up.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the under as well.
Yeah.
I see this team as like maybe 7-10. Because Desmond Ritter's a total question mark. Are they going to be better? I mean, yeah, they'll be better than the 8th overall pick that they had last year. I think.
You think so?
Are they going to be good?
I don't know if they're better than that.
I mean, well, I think they're going to win more games than that.
I don't know.
I think they win like 7.
Maybe. I mean, I think it really depends on how like if Desmond Ritter's bad, like this is not going to be good. I don't know. I don't know if I believe in Desmond Ritter.
That's the thing that's got to have you concerned for Bijan Robinson then.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's almost like I'm not like super upset that I didn't really get a piece of Bijan in any league. Not really that upset. Yesterday I had an opportunity to draft him. It was like the league I was in that Boyd got me put into. Your first keeper, whoever you picked to keep, was automatically your first round pick, and then your second keeper went in whatever round you got him in, or some weird, I don't know. But either way, I didn't keep anybody on the team I took over. The team I took over just like was not very good, not really anybody worth a first round pick, blah blah blah. So what ended up happening was I had technically the second pick in the first round. The best available player at the time was Tyreek Hill. That they went, and it was literally between Bijan or Nick Chubb. I took Nick Chubb. Because I was like, I don't know what Bijan's going to be. Bijan's cool.
Yeah.
He's super cool to have. But, like, I have no idea not for this year. I have no idea what that's going to be.
It's the unknown.
It is. Speaking of unknown, Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young. Now, as a Bears fan, I'm rooting for the under. You know what I mean? I'm praying to God for the under. I want just a shit show. Bryce Young could be awesome after this. He'd be a Hall of Famer for all I care. Don't give two shits. I just need this season to be really bad for the Panthers. That's all. After that, I don't care what you do. So I'm going to take the under on here. It's also, too, that I just don't know if the Panthers that good. And another thing, is Frank Reich that good of a head coach, Pete? I don't know. It's like the Ron Rivera thing, either. Dude. Don't know if he's really that good.
Yeah. I'll take the under, too. That offensive line does not look very good. Bryce Young, like, say some prayers. Like, that guy...
He's going to get murdered out there,
Even
dude.
at Bama, he was getting killed. His offensive line was not even good at Bama. So he just can't catch a break. So hopefully his offensive line's better. But, yeah, that's what has me concerned if I'm Carolina. Up front, and, the unknown. I mean, you have a rookie quarterback. Like, I don't know what's going to happen there. So, yeah, give me the under there.
Yeah, let's do it. Saints 9.5. This one's weird where they could probably luck out into 10 or 11 wins because the division is so bad. I'm still going to... I'm going to have to call an audible here. I think I'm going to go over. Yeah, I have to. Just because as I'm thinking about it as we go, like, it'd be hilarious if these are all under and they have, like, 9 wins and they win the division. Whatever. But take the over. I think Derek Carr maybe just needed to get out of Vegas, out of away from Josh McDaniels there. Maybe that just wasn't the fit. He's got some talent here with Chris Olave and company. They're going to get Kamara back after a few weeks. The defense is really good. The defense of the Saints is awesome. Like, they just have a good defense. I'll take the over, but I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I'll just agree with you on basically everything you said when it came to the Saints. I like their defense. I feel like Derek Carr, if he could just be fine, like, Olave should take a step this year. And, the division's not good. So, if we're going back to doing some math, as long as they win their division games at 6, they literally just have to win 4 more games. Like,
I think they can do it.
Very doable.
Yeah, it's very doable. Let's go to the Bucs, 6.5. Garbage. Give me the under, dude.
Whoa. Disrespect for Baker here.
Very much so, dude. Garbage, bro. Garbage.
Wow. No, give me the over. I think they hit 7 wins. I don't like. To me, they're not going to be great, but I still think they have some pieces. And I'm saying that, and they're still giving me 3 games under 500, in my opinion. And that's the best that I could see what happens. Like, I'm just taking the over because the division, again, the division sucks.
Yeah.
If they beat, if they go 3-3 against the division, all they have to do is win 4 other games. Could they do it? I mean, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see, dude. We'll see if Baker got that dog in him or not. Otherwise, you got to go to Kyle Trask. Oh, my goodness. Let's wrap it up with the West,
Don't
dude.
wanna do that.
No, let's wrap it up with the West. Let's start with the worst team in the NFL. The Cardinals, 4.5. Under, bro. Under.
How about 0.5?
Under, dude. They might not win a game. That team
what's
sucks.
funny? You know what's funny? We said the same thing last year about the Seahawks. Remember, we're like, oh, with Geno starting? Oh, Seahawks are going to be terrible. Seahawks
Yeah, it's
are gonna be
true.
so bad.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, this team literally is tanking. They're having Josh Dobbs as their week 1 starter. Yeah, give me the under with the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Give me the under. Rams, 6.5. Under. The team's garbage, just bad, dude. These might be the 2 worst teams in the NFL. I do not know. Now, things could change. Stafford could be healthy all year. Kupp could come back from his hamstring injury. Aaron Donald might look really good on that again. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm taking the Rams in the under because they suck.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I think Stafford gets hurt at some point. Kupp's already probably going to be out 4 weeks. So yeah, I'll take the under also with the Rams.
49ers, 10.5. Give me the over, dude. Give me the over.
Give me the over as well. Give me the over. Like, I mean, we talked about the Eagles being kind of their own, kind of upper echelon.
Yeah.
Like, Niners, same thing. Like, these are the 2 teams that kind of separate themselves in the NFC. So yeah, I would take the over.
Seahawks, 8.5. I'm going to take the over again, bro. I'm going to take the over again. That offense got better, bro. There's no way. I'm going to take it. Give me that over.
Yeah, I'll take the over as well. I think Vegas is kind of sleeping on them. Sorry, wait 1 second.
Oh, yeah, you're good, dude.
Molly just came home, and she just asked me, she's like, "Dude, did you do the Browns yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, both of us took the under."
What'd you say?
9.5. She didn't want to confirm if she'll go over or under.
Did you?
Molly, going over or under? Oh, Molly's going over.
Did you tell her I'm doing it for the kids, though? Doing it for the kids.
Ryan's having a couple adult beverages, and he's saving the tabs for the kids. Yep, for the kids.
That's what I'm here for the kids. Yeah, absolutely. She took the over. Wow.
Yeah, it's all right.
Bold.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Oh, I know.
But
Go ahead.
going back to the Seahawks thing, no, give me the Seahawks over 8.5. I feel like this is another like Vegas kind of disrespect thing. Like the Seahawks were like, I mean, yes, they were a huge surprise last year, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they still should be all right, and especially in a division where 2 teams like, I mean, huge question marks. Also, hold on. Ryan, let's play a fun game. I know we just talked about the Rams. Name a Rams defender other than Aaron Donald.
Leonard Floyd.
You sure he's there?
I don't know, actually.
There we go. See? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know who's on their defense.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't really know anybody,
makes
bro.
you feel any better? I didn't know anyone either. I don't know what podcast I was listening to, but they were like, "Oh yeah, name." Oh yeah, it was the. So I listened to the Fantasy Focus like podcast.
Okay.
On ESPN, and Fields like, "All right, name another Rams defender." Nobody could besides Aaron Donald. So.
Oh, dude, I don't think he's on the team anymore, bro.
Yeah. So
I'm literally looking at these names. I don't know any of these guys.
yeah.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, I don't think their defense is going to be very good this year. So, yeah, I think Seattle gets over the 8.5.
Wow. Well, there is our over and unders. BK and David should be entering theirs in. I'm going to make sure they enter them in tomorrow because otherwise they're cheating with the Chiefs and the Lions. Pete, you got an early Super Bowl matchup off the top of your head?
Man,
I'll give you mine
I
real
knew you were
quick.
going to ask this.
I'll give you mine while you
All right,
think
go.
on it. Yeah, I'm getting the Bengals and the Eagles. I think that you mentioned it earlier, like the Bengals have been consistently right there since Burrow came back from his knee injury. I just think that when I look at the AFC, again, I mentioned it earlier in the show, I think the Chiefs take a step back. That does not mean they're bad. I just think that they're not going to be as like top tiered as they were, right? The Bills are the interesting one to me, but then at the end of the day, I'm like, the Bills are going to Bills. I don't know. I'm nervous on that, but even though I think they're going to be a good team, I look at the rest of the teams in the AFC, and it's like, I can make an argument for the Jets. If everything goes right, you could do it. Can make an argument for the Ravens if everything's cool. But I'm going to go with the Bengals. And on the for the Eagles on the NFC, that just seems like chalk to me. Besides the 49ers, it seems like chalk. But like, whatever. I just don't think I don't know how close it really is between the Eagles and the 49ers still. Right? We don't know how Brock Purdy's going to look come back from his elbow injury. We really don't. So I love it. Now the winner, if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow and the Bengals, dude. Let Joe Cool get his championship, dude. But I'll go Bengals and Eagles.
Bengals, Eagles. All right. Good. I'm glad you gave me some time.
Of course.
So, yeah, out of the NFC, I'm going to go Niners. Obviously, I'm a huge, I got a huge man crush on Kyle Shanahan.
You sure do.
So, I really do. So, yeah, give me the Niners. I really just wish the NFC Championship, Brock Purdy didn't get hurt. Because I think that was going to be setting up for a really, really good NFC title game last year. But I think it could be maybe a repeat, and maybe this time it's in San Francisco. Who knows? But give me Niners out of the NFC, and out of the AFC, let's go Buffalo. Let's do it. Maybe this is the year they finally knock, and finally get to the Super Bowl. And you know what? Screw it. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills this year. And you know what? Let's just make it a storybook ending. Damar Hamlin has the game-winning interception, end of the game.
Wow.
What if that happens?
Wow.
What if that happens in the Super Bowl? You imagine that? Like, how many movies are made from that? That would be phenomenal. But Niners, Bills is my Super Bowl, and I got the Bills winning it. So.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Niners, Bills. There we have it. Let's end the show with some picks. We're doing it this year. We're going to stick with the AMNation Pod Thursday Night Football Same Game Parlay. If you want to follow along with us or ride with us or fade us, you can. And if you want to sponsor that segment, you can. AMNation Pod at Twitter, on X, whatever you call it. We're going to call it Twitter, at AMNation Pod. Follow us on there, slide into our DMs, or amnationpod@gmail.com. We will discuss. Pete, I'm looking at this Thursday night game. Okay?
All right. What do we got here? What do you like?
All right. Let's start with anytime touchdowns. Okay? Now, of course, I would have hammered Travis Kelce, but I don't feel good. Because I don't know if he's going to play. All right? Very questionable with the knee injury. I kind of want Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. How you feeling?
I like him. The other guy I was really kind of liking as well was Sky Moore.
I was too. So let's lock them both in. Let's do it. All right. Is there anybody else touchdown-wise you feel good about, or is just those two? We didn't really set parameters for this, so we're doing it live.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to do St. Brown, but I really don't. I like Gibbs and Moore. I think that's solid.
Okay, Gibbs and Moore it is. Pete, is there anything on the spread or the over-under that you feel like you want to take? I kind of want the over.
Oh, I kind of want the over, too. Chris Jones being out, I really like the over.
Now, in my head, again, there is no Kelce. Do you want the plus 5.5? Do you think the Chiefs minus 5.5? How you feeling?
The no Kelce. All right, so Patrick Mahomes, and this is obviously with Kelce.
Yeah, I know. He's undefeated, dude.
Well, yeah, but his passer rating is like 136.5.
Yeah, he's very good.
Like, it's stupid. But, I mean, hey, you can throw out any Mahomes stat, and it can make it look good for any week. I'm sure his Week 6 stat is amazing for all Week 6 games. That spread, that 5.5. You know what? I feel like you feel confident with Detroit about plus 5.5, so let's do it.
All right. I'm taking plus 5.5. All right. Let's go through some other things here. Let's see. Patrick Mahomes alternate passing touchdowns. Do you think Patty Mahomes throws 2+ touchdowns, Pete?
2+ touchdowns. Yes.
Okay. We'll lock that in. What about Jared Goff? How many touchdowns do you think Jared Goff? 2+? Only one?
Goff gets 2.
Okay.
Especially if our over's hitting.
Yeah, that's true. If our over's hitting, it's got to be that way, right? Let's see. Is there anything else here? I don't know. Is there anything else you want to throw on here?
So we got Jahmyr Gibbs, anytime touchdown. Sky Moore. We got the Lions 5.5. We have Mahomes 2 touchdowns. Goff 2 passing touchdowns. Is there any receiver or running back that you really like, or maybe a running back with receiving?
What about
you really high on for
what
receiving
about,
yards?
You want yards? Let's see. Players.
What were you thinking?
I was looking at receptions.
Reception? Oh, we can go receptions.
You think St. Brown gets over 6.5 or under 6.5?
I think he goes over.
Okay. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 3.5 receptions or under 3.5 receptions?
I'm gonna say over.
Okay. I don't know why they only gave us 3 Lions players, but that's kind of weird. Okay. Let's see.
I'm guessing you're looking at FanDuel on this.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I should have mentioned that. All these lines are from FanDuel. Unless you are another gambling site and you'd like to sponsor the show, amnationpod@gmail.com or at amnationpod on Twitter. It feels pretty good to me, dude. Right?
So we're doing this?
Yeah, $10 wins you $756.50. It is plus 7,565 odds. Are you in, Pete? Are we locked in? We doing this?
Wait, how do you have different odds than I do? This doesn't make any sense.
All right, so I have Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
Sky Moore anytime touchdown.
Yep.
The over 52.5.
Oh, maybe I didn't put that in there. Hold on.
Okay.
Maybe that's it. Over 52.5.
No,
all right. Yep.
I
have 756.54.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yep. All right, everybody. So if you're riding with Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown, Sky Moore anytime touchdown, the over 52.5, the Lions plus 5.5, Mahomes to throw 2 touchdowns or more, Goff to throw 2 touchdowns or more, Rod to get over 6.5 receptions, and Gibbs to get over 3.5 receptions. You are riding with the AMNation pod. So let us know on Twitter at AMNation pod, and we'll see. Let's hopefully all start off with a dub to start the season, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's get a dub. All right, Pete. Let's wrap this up with our weekly picks. Last year, the standings went like this when it was all said and done. 58 points for BK, 56 for Nick, 53 for you and I, and David bringing up the rear at 52. The way we do this, again, these odds or lines are from FanDuel. We pick against the spread, and then 5 games that we choose, and then we have a bonus pick at the end of whatever game we decide to do. Let's do it. Pete, let's start with the Carolina versus Atlanta minus 3.5.
Give me all the question marks with Atlanta. Just do it, baby. The game's in Atlanta, but guess what? Way more question marks with Carolina. So give me Atlanta to win and cover.
Yeah. I will take Carolina. No. Taking Atlanta. Sorry. I'm looking at 2 different things here. I have a draft room open on one side and our picks on the other. I'm taking Atlanta minus 3.5 here. We'll see how that goes. Tennessee versus New Orleans. New Orleans favored at home by 3, Pete. Who do you got?
Give me the Saints. I'm confident in them to win the division. It's got to start here against Vrabel's Titans. So give me New Orleans.
Same. Taking the Saints here. They're at home. I feel like Derek Carr gets off to a good start. New Orleans could be a good first game for them. Vegas versus the Broncos. Broncos at home favored by 4, Pete. I'm taking Denver. I think Sean Payton's 10 starts off with a dub, and I don't know how I feel about Vegas.
Same Z's. Give me the Broncos as well.
Packers at the Bears. America and AMNation Pod's game of the week. Bears at home favored by 9.5, Pete. Obviously, I'm going Bears. Obviously, you're going to go Packers. We know this. But this is kind of a toss-up, so I like this. It's just a money line game, essentially.
This basically is a money line game. So yeah, this is kind of funny, but yeah, I'll go Packers here.
Yeah. I'll go Bears. Bear down. Buffalo at the Jets. Buffalo favored by 2.5, Pete. I'm going the Jets, but I don't feel good.
You should feel good from the standpoint of like, all right, I don't know what the stat is. It would be incredible if I brought this up. Aaron Rodgers starts on Monday night. Like his recent success, I don't think he's lost in like, I don't know how many years straight. He plays very good in prime time, especially when it's a night game. So I do like the Jets pick. I just like Buffalo. I think Buffalo's getting disrespected. They're seeing all this crap about the Jets being good, whatever. I think Buffalo's going to be like, hey, you know what? This is still our division. I think Buffalo goes in to the Meadowlands, and they take the win.
Oh, yeah. Pete, wrap it up with our bonus pick. What will be your bonus pick this week?
All right, well, we talked about it, about a team that's absolutely terrible. And that team is the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Washington Commanders, -7 at home. Sam Howell, first game. Give me the Commanders. I mean, the Cardinals just announced Josh Dobbs. Like, Jesus Christ, how is he their starter for week 1? Like, he's bounced around the league forever. This is a train wreck, I feel like. This is a tank team, I think, with Arizona. So give me Washington.
You mentioned it while we talk about the Thursday night game. I love Detroit plus 5.5 here, guys. I just love it right now this year. Or this week to start off. I'm going to take Detroit plus 5.5. I feel good about it. Now, my thing, too, is even if Kelsey plays, I don't know how good I feel about that. I honestly don't. I don't even know if I feel good about Kelsey. I did a league for fantasy footballers. I got into one of their like Megalo Bowl leagues. If you're like a Patreon of the show, you get into like a bunch of leagues, like 20,000 people. It's crazy, and you're all in a bunch of random leagues. And I started it off with Mahomes and Kelsey. Great start, Ryan. You know what I mean? But we'll see, dude. We'll see. But I'm gonna take Detroit plus 5.5. Pete, anything else on this stacked NFL episode?
No, man. I'm just excited for football. We're starting tomorrow, and then go into the weekend. It should be a lot of fun. I'm just glad that we made it.
Yeah.
We made it through the off season. We did it. Light at the end of the tunnel. We made it. Let me tell you. I think I'm gonna try to do 2 each week. Well, obviously, we're gonna do the Thursday same game parlay. We'll do that as a show. We do our NFL weekly picks. Maybe what we do too, and we throw in there as a parlay, is we pick 5 college football spreads that we like, and we'll throw that in there too. Didn't do that this week because there's a lot of NFL to get into, because we basically combined our NFL beginning of the season show and our picks into one show. All in one.
A lot of NFL. So, but we'll see how that goes next week. Until then, everybody, you can listen to the show on podcast services such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more. Just search Amalgamation Nation. Make sure you share, follow, all that good stuff. We appreciate that very much. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's at AMNation Pod. Hit the follow button on all of those. As I mentioned, if for some reason you would like to sponsor one of those pick segments, or you just feel like interacting with us in general, slide up in there at AMNation Pod on Twitter in the DMs, or you can email us amnationpod@gmail.com. That works too. Twitch.tv/UndeadBlackBulls, where you find David. Give him a follow and a sub. If you do have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch gaming sub a month, so give it to Undead Black Bull. Until next time, everybody, enjoy week 1 of the NFL season. Let's hope the parlays hit and you stay breezy.